I tried to talk to her several times about, being professional and just like crushing out differences and just trying to come together on things. And maybe I can break down myself and try to talk to her and, probably follow some of her rules, that she applied to me. But obviously she doesn't want to hear anything I have to say. So I can't force her to do it. I can't.
If somebody approached you and wanted to become a member, what would happen if you felt that they weren't up to par?
Well, it's not just the two of us. There's an executive committee of 5, and it is the 5 of us who started the organization. We wanted to do something, and each application is accepted if they want to apply, because it isn't about whether or not we think they're up to par most of the time. The vast majority of the time it's, are you a recognizable character? Is your costume clean, in good repair, reasonable quality? Are you harassing people for tips, chasing them down? Have you been in a fist fight? Have you been arrested out there? Very simple guidelines. And if it's just a matter of we personally don't like you, that's irrelevant.
We now have rules and regulations that we go by. The police have approved it, the city commission's approved it, and everybody seems to be getting along.
Who started the club?
One of our members started it, and then we have a 5-member panel of some of the characters that are out there, and then every 6 months they're going to change panel members, and it's up to them whether a person stays in the group or not, depending on how well we do, if we abide by all the rules and regulations that we've been given. We always let people know that we take pictures for tips, and that beforehand. And sometimes if they don't have the money, we just go ahead and take the picture, no problem. About 3 weeks ago, there was a thing with 2 of them got arrested. They said they got arrested for aggressive panhandling, but I found out that wasn't the case. They actually had warrants for their arrest, but the media seemed to spin it around another way to make it look like they were doing something wrong when they really weren't. They just had a little bit of a problem with the police department in the past and didn't take care of it.
Who said that?
I honestly don't remember.
Kiss.
He used to be Hulk Hogan.
Right.
No, that's totally bogus. I mean, what? If that's the case, we would still be dealing with warrants. You saw the papers. You saw what we showed you on camera. Well, it said aggressive. See, it's motherfuckers like that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and that pisses me off. Because everybody's they got an opinion about it, and they don't know shit. They don't know shit.
Did Elmo and Mr. Incredible approach you and try to become part of the club?
We actually were more than willing to work with them. Unfortunately, the LAPD has specifically requested anyone who's been arrested out there in costume not to be involved, and we've talked to them personally about it because we are friends with them. They formed this club to separate the good characters from the bad characters. They had definitely invited. We were invited, and for some reason I had an audition that night. Okay, so I couldn't make it. I sent him, and he was gonna go. And what happened? You decided to go home. It was late, right? His car was acting up.
Oh yeah.
So he went home. The next day, she came up to me. Hey, she loves me. I mean, so she said. She said, oh, we want you in the group, but Officer Sanchez said that we probably shouldn't use you guys because you got arrested. He said it's not up. She's like, it's not up to us.
It is unfortunate that they can't be involved, but they, at least to us, have said they understand this was not our call. We don't actually necessarily agree with that, but the whole point is to work with the LAPD, with the Entertainment District, and if that's their decision, we have to respect that.
This is what she told me. Then somebody else told me she was lying.
She wants me to follow the rules, and she got rules set. I'm a team player.
What are some of those rules?
I have no idea, She says that
some of the rules are like not to be aggressive.
Not to be aggressive.
Smell good on here.
Smell
be
good,
Be polite to people.
Be polite to people.
Don't stand in people's ways.
Yeah.
Like, all that other stuff. Like the normal rules that we're supposed to do on here. Like,
I think I follow those rules.
Like LAPD gave us the same rules also. They
Yeah,
told us the same way.
they
Like,
did. They told us the same
Not to
thing.
be in front of people's walkway. Don't stop and jump at people.
We're not aggressive towards people. When I look at people's eyes, I try to see the laughter in their eyes before I even approach them, because if they're looking at me very seriously, I don't want to go up to them. I want to let them get out their way and let them pass,
Do you think that there are some characters out here who deserve to be arrested, who are very aggressive?
Yes, some.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna mention no names.
But you do think so?
Oh, definitely.
What you should say to Shay is, the guys you arrested weren't really one of the bad ones. Why don't you go out and pick out some of the bad ones?
There are some characters that are still out on the boulevard that are very, very aggressive.
Ask to see a record of who the really bad characters are. It's not me. You know, I'm about love and love and happiness. Make you want to do right, make you want to do wrong. Aye. Make you want to do love and happiness. Now we count up. I don't know if we should do this on camera, man.
My clients should not have to jump through any hoops in this case. They were humiliated. They were arrested. Their freedom was taken away. And more than that, their options were taken away. I mean, here are entrepreneurs of the highest order. Here are guys that they see a niche that no one else sees, and they fill the niche.
I'm a poor actor in L.A. trying to make it. There's $90,000 actors out of work. I get an idea to get a little costume to do a little thing for tips for tourists, and they freak out.
When you bring your kid to Hollywood Boulevard and you want your kid to get a smile and a laugh, these guys are there to provide it. And it's an important niche that they fill.
I want my series, I want my, you know, I got credits. I should be able to get a TV series. And I'd love to not do this.
The case is at its very beginning.
My lawyer is waiting for a letter to dismiss or something, and if they don't dismiss this thing, then he's going to clown.
They're still deciding what to do with this case.
You know, it makes for a very good print. It makes for very good news coverage for the lighter side, because we're certainly not talking about murder.
And you saw this, kids. Come on, you get a rush off of that shit. You know, kids love you, and kids love you unconditionally. They don't know I'm black. You dig? And it teaches you something about how we form opinions on people about what we see. You see a black guy, you immediately think, or what? Or you may not. Or you see a white guy, and you immediately think he's goofy, or something like that. People do that. They see Elmo, they see Elmo.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, are you proud of what you're seeing? Can you smile and say, this ain't me? 'Cause only when you start looking at yourself, the way your life will be, as it was meant to be.
You got street performers and characters. There's a difference, though. I'm going to tell you why. At my musical, you're going to know how it flows. See, a character is somewhat like a lookalike. But what I do, I break jams on the mic. So you're going to break down the truth in your documentary. Tell them I am what you call street performer reality. Like my homeboy B in back of me. He worked with his hand. I work with the mic. And that's what I do day and night. So there's a difference between a character and a street performer, right? Like this. What's your name?
Stephanie.
I'm going to break it down definitely for the documentary for Stephanie, untitled yet. That's what she told me, extemporaneously, and no profanity to any editing. It won't have to be about me. That's why Stephanie, when you show it, sell it to TV. Now, remember me with gratuity. That's what we worked on. Stephanie.